Hello, today is Thursday, June 20th, 2024. I'm Sarah Kerfassi, and this is Staying Connected. Earlier this year, colleagues of mine from LB3 and TC2 attended the annual Enterprise Connect conference in Orlando. Enterprise Connect is a massive conference that focuses on communication, collaboration, and CX for enterprise customers. Today, I'm joined by Julie Gardner, Teresa Knutson, and Frank Zagrodnik from TC2 to discuss their experience and to share key insights from this year's event. Julie, Teresa, and Frank, welcome back to Staying Connected. So Julie, let's start with you. This was your first time attending and, in fact, presenting at Enterprise Connect. What were your initial impressions of the conference?
Thanks, Sarah. Well, first of all, the conference venue is gigantic, so you'll want to wear comfortable shoes. Secondly, the prevailing theme of this year's event was, no surprise, AI and its ability to improve customer and employee experience. There's so much happening in this space with new products that leverage AI being rolled out by all of the major UCaaS and CCaaS providers. My clients that are looking at UCaaS and CCaaS deployments are also asking, so what can AI do for me? And I want a bot, which is kind of like the Willy Wonka Oompa Loompa in today's world. The conference gave the attendees not only the chance to learn about the new products, but also to interact with the providers and view solution demos. AI in these spaces will continue to evolve as the products like bots go from being agent-only facing to both agent and customer facing. Now, depending on your industry and specific business, there's a lot to consider when introducing bots to your agents and to your customers. I enjoyed hearing about how some of the companies that presented approached native solution bot deployments or bring your own bot deployments. Also, I was excited to hear that Enterprise Connect will be hosting a specific AI summit in October of this year.
And Frank, what are your thoughts on the conference?
Yeah, Sarah. So like Julie, I spent time in various AI breakout sessions and also on the expo floor seeing the various solutions in action. I also attended a panel discussion on AI, which covered a lot of ground on capabilities, risks, rewards, and considerations around the various vendor offerings. As an intro to this session, one of the panelists suggested that we are at the peak of inflated expectations. His point was very understandable as the AI features and technologies are in the early innings and receiving a tremendous amount of attention. But the overarching theme of his session was focused on business outcomes. So how does AI and the associated technologies help you attain this? And what are some of the associated benefits and risks? When you step back from all the technology and to navigate the fear of missing out and hype around AI, we advise our clients to experiment. So, for example, have user groups use transcription and summarization features. Review the outputs. Are they accurate? Review them before you send them out. Have a well-vetted roadmap and plan for leveraging these new technologies is an important first step.
All right, Teresa, what were your impressions?
Well, I was also a first-time attendee, and my initial impression of the conference is that it's very extensive in terms of the number of attendees, sponsoring and exhibiting companies, and depth of agenda. And after a bit of grounding, I was finally able to map out key sessions on the agenda that were most important to me. And shout out to the people who developed the app for this conference, because that was critical in my ability to navigate the conference. But in my role, I support my clients in a variety of ways. But one of my focuses is keeping legacy services and technologies afloat while transformational projects take place, as well as how do you competitively source these new services. And I was really happy to see topics on the agenda that aligned with these two areas of focus. The timeline to implement transformational technology services can be long, so legacy services need to be tended to during that time. And once the new technologies are fully deployed, these legacy services need to be fully disconnected in order to realize the full financial benefit of the new services. And Julie led a really great session on how to run a successful RFP for CCaaS services, which was very well attended.
Julie, can you give us a quick overview of that session?
Sure. I was joined by a panel made up of both SIs and solution providers to talk about how to best structure a CCaaS RFP to ensure success. We highlighted the importance of project and communication planning, ensuring you have the appropriate timelines and runway, and understanding the business case for your use cases. So you shouldn't just say, I want AI right now, but rather provide context with your use case. What are you hoping to achieve and what problems are you trying to solve? CCaaS RFPs have to be closely managed as they're typically customer facing and therefore they're revenue impacting. So if things go wrong, people know about it. And we spoke about how to structure the RFP and highlighted contracting tips and pitfalls, as well as implementation challenges that we see when we're working with our clients.
And Frank, you mentioned the vendor demonstrations. Were there any key takeaways from those?
Yeah, I really enjoyed those. Some of the key conclusions I took from the various demos that I attended. One, summarization and note taking is a great feature, and it definitely will have an impact on productivity. Two, review the outputs, especially summarizations, before you send those out to colleagues or vendors. And then three, incremental costs for these features will be a key differentiator. Our clients continue to see budgetary pressure and will need to prioritize what will have a real ROI versus all the nice to haves as they move through their AI journey. Additionally, as you dive deeper into some of the capabilities, one area that needs close review are the translation features. So translation can be a great value to your specific business, but it also carries a higher degree of risk for accuracy. Also, text creation can also carry a high value and generally has low risk as long as your end users review the document or chat before distributing. These are both exciting additions to unified communications. Lastly, you need to pay attention when a response relies on both speech to text and the large language model. This requires an added check for accuracy.
Teresa, any closing thoughts?
Yeah, I spent a couple of hours each day on the expo floor visiting the vendors with whom I work regularly, like Verizon, AT&T, Lumen, Calero. And I was really happy to see Calero in attendance at this conference, as they are a technology expense management company that I see frequently in large multinational enterprises when working with them. I also found it very beneficial to talk to the representatives at these companies about the new service deployments as well as enhancements to existing services. I found it really interesting to talk to the attendees during lunches and breaks as well to hear about their journeys into the new world of technology deployments and AI, both from the challenges, the lesson learned, and the thing I wish I would have known from the start of this process. So I guess my big overall takeaway from Enterprise Connect was that you have to jump in. You've got to embrace all the avenues for gaining knowledge, which are not just the keynote sessions and breakout sessions and the vendor expos, but also the opportunities to connect with enterprise users in a variety of informal ways.
All right, good stuff. Sounds like it was a great conference, and thanks to you all for joining me today. If you would like to discuss UC, CCaaS, or any of the other topics we covered, please don't hesitate to give Teresa, Julie, or Frank a call or send them an email. And you can always stay up to date on all manner of ICT topics by subscribing to Staying Connected, checking out our websites, and by following us on LinkedIn.